We're going to be doing a top-down analysis for the gold chart for this new week. Now, last week was an interesting week. We told you guys, this was what we told you guys last week, to be looking for sales, right? In fact, I told you specifically that we're just going to be majorly looking for sales, and we're looking for sales from this level, right? 550, 68, but you can see price didn't quite get to that level. And so sometime around last week on Tuesday or so, I tried getting in some sales. I think on Wednesday, Monday it was well, but I kept getting stopped out at break even. So I just left the trade alone. And because of that, I wasn't watching on Wednesday. And later when I woke up quite late, I saw that price had already dropped, and I saw there was an opportunity there which I missed because I wasn't observing the charts. And because of that, I don't like to chase price. I missed this entire move downwards. Now I could have gotten in somewhere again, right? Somewhere around here in the middle or somewhere around here, but I just left it. I just didn't want to get in. And that was really annoying, right? But it happens. So in this new week, what are we going to be doing? Now, are we going to still keep looking for the sales? Let me delete all this. Not really. It's quite complicated, right? Things are looking funny because we're getting into the almost like the last week of the month, right? After this current week we're stepping into, there's just going to be like 2 more days before the month closes, right? Maybe Monday, Tuesday, and then the month is over. And so it's a dicey one. So normally what I would say is, now let's go to the top. This is the 4 hour. Let's go to the weekly so we see what I'm talking about. Let's go to the monthly. Let's go to the monthly. Now, looking at the monthly, guys, I need to be fast with this because I don't want this to be long. Looking at the monthly, we can clearly see that gold is very bullish, right? It's giving us this, bearish, right? Giving us this bearish indication. And it's a very large, massive red candle. Now, normally I would say we should wait for the end of the month to close before we start taking any trade because we want to see how this month is going to close because it's looking like it wants to close bearish. But another thing I know that could happen, as you can see, it has not fully engulfed this previous candle. Another thing that could happen is gold could just push up, right, and close with a massive rejection. And if it does that, then that's still giving us the sign that the bullish momentum is still there. That's the overall general bullish momentum is still present in the market. But if it closes very bearish, then it might mean that gold might actually tank a little bit more next month into 4,000, and who knows, probably even below a little bit below 4,000, right? That could very much happen. So that's why I said it's important we watch. We need to see how this month closes. Is the month going to finally push up back up with a massive rejection and probably even push up back to 5,000 and close around that 5,000 level or even above 5,000 level with a massive rejection? If it does that, then means the bullish momentum is still present. But if it closes very bearish, oh boy, then it means gold might actually drop, right? But that's just what we're saying. So we need to wait. But we might not also wait, right? We might see an opportunity in this start of this new week, right? So let's go to the lower time frame. Let's look at the weekly. Let's see what things are looking like there now. Looking at the weekly, we can still see this massive bearishness, right? So normally now, I think we might see some slight bullish momentum upwards, like I said, right? We might see this rejection upwards, but would it be a sign that, or is it going to be a continuation or a beginning or a resumption of that bullish momentum? We don't know. Price could push up and then look for a place to drop from, right? So we need to take note of the 50% level of this previous week candle that just closed. We need to take note of it. We're going to mark it now. So you can see where it is. It's right here. Okay. So price could come into this 50% level, right? Let me write that down. Price would come into this 50% level. Let's shift this monthly away because we're just going to leave that there for now, just to observe how everything plays out. So price could come into this 50% week level, right? And we could start seeing drop from there also as well, or price could just keep pushing higher. So we just need to mark that level to see how everything is going to play out. But like I said, we might see some bullishness from this particular low of the candle and see price move upwards, right? But whether that's going to be a continuation of bullishness, we are not certain yet. We have to wait and see what happens. Let's go to the daily. Let's see what the daily is looking like. Now, looking at the daily, we can still see this massive bearishness, right? And you can see it's like there's a double top right here. And I call this sales from all this way up here. We took a sell from there, but I initially, while we're still there, I didn't expect it to break below 5,000. So it came out from those trades. Then much later, that's when we started seeing the formations, and then I said, okay, this is looking like it wants to break lower, right? If you go watch our previous videos, we talked about all this. So now we have this 50% week level right here. Now we have the daily candle. We should also mark the 50% week of the daily candle. Now we are not saying that price will drop from those levels, but we just want to mark those levels so that when price gets into those levels, we observe and see what price is doing, right? And so that would inform our decisions. Sorry. So that would inform our decisions. So let me be quick. This is the percent daily fib. So we've marked this 50% daily fib, and we've marked the 50% weekly fib now. So we're just going to wait and see what price does. But now, while we're waiting, like I said, price could give us an opportunity for a buy from this very low, right? So one of the things I think I am seeing that could happen is price could give us a gap, come downwards, right, into this level, and we might start seeing rejections from here. As you can see, these are a strong rejection level. This is a rejection level we have right here. If you look at this point here, right, this is a past historical rejection level, right? So price could actually come close and then start giving us signs of signs of rejections upwards from that level. So that's something that could happen. Let's go to the 4 hour so I could show this better. So looking at the 4 hour now, like I said, we need to mark this level. Where is this drawing tool? This level right here. So there's a possibility for us to see price come into this level, and then we start seeing rejections from there. All right. So we're going to take note of that level. That doesn't mean price might not break it. All right, but we could see something of this nature. We could see price come down into this level, or even come a bit lower, and then start giving us a consolidation. Now, the moment we see those consolidations forming, whether it's at this level or even probably at this top right here, we could now look for a breakout above the support, the resistance level of that consolidation, and then that might give us the indication that, okay, price wants to now push higher. All right, so if we see something of that nature, that's quite good. So that could actually happen, right? Like I said, it could happen right here, it could happen right here at the top right here, right? So whichever one, we're just going to wait and watch out for that consolidation to happen. And once we see that consolidation and a breakout, then we know that price will most likely push higher. Now when price pushes higher, whether or not the price will drop from this 50% level of the weekly, we don't know until price gets to that point. But one thing I think I see could happen is price could get to that point, then start giving us rejections from this level, and then push higher again, going close to the 5,000 level, right? So we could be looking for something of this nature, right? Then from there, we'll now know what's going to happen next. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing that could happen. That's what I'm seeing that could happen. We also should take note of this this trend line. Yeah, so you can see it matches with this place I marked out right here, like price could get on up to. So we could see something of this nature next week. So I'm just going to be keeping a close eye for this, and wait and see if I'm going to see the consolidation like I'm talking about on 1 hour, for 1 hour especially, 30 minutes, 15 minutes. Let's see if we're going to see that massive consolidation, that delay right here, somewhere around there. And once we see a signal to get in, we get in for the trades, and we hold and we see whether price is going to do its magic and move upwards. But if not that, if you see an opportunity to sell from this 50% weekly fib level, or even above right here where this trend line is, then we probably will be selling from this level too as well, because an opportunity to sell could present itself somewhere around there. All right, so we just need to be on the lookout for all those things. Anything could happen, or price could actually even break higher and continue higher. So whichever one is the case, we're just going to just observe and watch what happens for the next week. But this is the most likely scenario I'm going to be looking out for buys from somewhere around here. So that's it, guys. Peace out.